What's going on, everybody? It is Eternal here. Today I wanted to make my first champion guide, and the champion that I'm going to be making this on is Venus. I just couldn't see anything out there particularly on Venus as like one guide, and I thought, you know what, I'll do one too. So to start off with, she's in the Sacred Order, and she's a Void Legendary, which makes her super rare. So if you haven't got her, don't worry. Like, she's a great champion, but like I said, don't worry. She's kind of a jack of all trades, and she's a great champion. Okay, and we'll go into her abilities and you'll see why. So her A1, her pining ability, has a 50% chance of placing a poison debuff for 5%, so that's a big one. And you can place this twice if you're lucky. So this works with some of her masteries such as Sniper, so that's really fantastic. So you'll find her on Clan Boss, particularly with counterattack, she's going to be fantastic with this. Her A2, Blind with Infatuation. This is an AoE, decrease defense and weaken. This is so strong. This is very comparable to Dracomorph, and it's just fantastic. Her being Void is great because with this move it does deal damage, unlike Dracomorphs. So if she was not Void, you'd have to worry about the affinity, but you don't here. And you can get that up to a 100% chance with books. Fantastic ability. AoE HP Burn, so Burning Passion, her A3, really strong. You will see this being great on Spider and in dungeon clears too. So her A2 and A3 are fantastic in dungeons, and if you've got her, I would recommend booking this lady because the decreased cooldown and just increased buff chance is so strong. She's a strong character already, but with books she just gets that much stronger. And of course, if you have Cupidus on the same team, you have a move called Pure Partner, which removes all buffs from all enemies, and then you've got a 50% chance of granting an extra turn. So if you have Cupidus, this is a pretty strong buff removal, and yeah, so if that's something that you've got, congrats. I'm sure that's great in dungeons. And her aura is increase ally HP in all battles by 33%. Now, I'm going to quickly go through her masteries, and then we'll talk about artifacts and how you want to gear her. So I went Offense Tree. I would recommend doing this because she's an AoE character, so she can AoE hit with Warmaster. Really nice. So if you're hitting everybody with Warmaster, that's strong. And because she has a 2-hit A1, you would also want to go Warmaster as well for Clan Boss. I've just kind of gone down a path here, as you can see. Picked up Life Drinker, and then just kind of built the Clan Boss. Going over here, I've gone down this route here, increasing accuracy, speed, things like that. Turn meter buff, and if you're running her on a counterattack team, you may not want to pick up Arcane Celerity, and you may pick up Swarm Smiter or something like that instead, just because you're not really, you don't want to mess up your turn meter. I don't actually have a counterattack champion, so that's not the case for me. Picking up Master Hexer and Sniper. So Sniper helps with the A1 increasing chance, and if you've not booked her, so pre-books, Sniper is useful on the HP burn and the A2 as well. Master Hexer obviously is fantastic, so you can get those debuffs up an extra turn. Love that. And yeah, just kind of a general tree here. In terms of stat priority, you can see I'm running the lifesteal stat on her. That's for Clan Boss. And your stat priority goes, I would say, speed, accuracy, defense percent, and then HP percent. Now, if we run over her, what I've equipped her with really fast, so I've kind of gone for accuracy, speed, defense. This piece is not great, but it's defense and HP, so, lacking the speed, but whatever. And then speed boots, again, trying to pick up some defense and accuracy there. As you can see, I've got her accuracy up to just under 300, so 295 at the moment. I think I need it about 300 to consistently land HP burn on every single spiderling for Spider. And if I just take you into a really fast Spider manual, I will show you what I mean. So we get on to Spider 20. So show you a really fast manual to see what I mean with the AoE, HP burn, and just how fantastic Venus can be and how just generally useful she is. So in Spider, it's the notorious one that everyone struggles with, and Venus really shines here. She gets to drop the the defense and weaken on the enemies, and then she also gets to drop a HP burn, which you'll see in a second. And like I said, I'm not quite at that 300 mark with accuracy, but I think I just need that little bit more to kind of reach that point. So you'll see now the AoE burn. See if I can get this on everybody. So did we miss anyone there? No? Oh, one. We missed one Spiderling. Okay, so I think I just need that little bit more accuracy to land that on all of them. But you'll see how much damage that actually does on Spider, and how amazingly strong it is. Look at this. Look at all this damage being done now. It's just so strong, and she ends up doing more damage than, say, another. She's equivalent to having like another Cold Heart. She's really, really strong. And if you've got her, well done. You've basically won at Spider. And there we go, just clean up. So thanks to her, I did actually manage to do my Spider 20 autos and get Arbiter, so really happy about that. She's also, like I said, fantastic in Clan Boss. I'll try to do a quick showcase for Clan Boss and just see how we get on. My damage is not particularly amazing. I generally get between 11 and say 15 million per run. It kind of varies. I've been trying Steel Skill out recently, and he's not masteried yet, so obviously my damage is a little bit lower. But I'll run this on auto, and you can just see how it goes. We'll see. So we're kind of playing around with the team and stuff. But Venus is great. Obviously, if you don't have her, you'd be using somebody like Razin. They do the same thing essentially. But Venus being that AoE defense down, you are able to, you can actually see on Clan Boss, the defense down was resisted, so Razin may actually come in and, oh no, there we go. Never mind. Yeah, so the dungeons, she's fantastic because you're able to do an AoE defense down and weaken. Now characters like Razin can apply this on a single target. Again, Venus is very comparable to Dracomorph. There is a lot of similarities there, and I think they have some. Whilst he can keep poisons up solely on his own, Venus struggles a little bit, I think, unless you have a counter attack, which you'll see. But generally speaking, she's great. She's a really good Clan Boss character, and she's kind of she's like the Swiss Army knife champion. Now this is because she's got the HP burn, she's got the poison, she's got the decreased defense and weaken, and you can kind of say she's a jack of all trades and not quite a master of any of those. And what I mean by that is there are some characters that fill out individual roles better, but using a Venus you can kind of cover a few roles. So for instance, with a counter attack, I believe Venus would be able to fill up the poison bar on her own. Now somebody like a Steel Skull is obviously going to help when he's not stunned, but generally speaking, you know, she's going to really help out your team. So as we can see, Venus doing most of the damage there. Obviously the team can use some improvements. I mean, 13.5 damage, nothing to write home about. Certainly with a counter attack instead of an apothecary, this damage would be a lot higher for this team setup, but you know, it's what I've got at the moment. So, but that's just to showcase Venus there. Yeah, she's really fantastic. Very strong Clan Boss character, if that's what you've got. Next off, I'll quickly run through Dragon and just show you how strong she can be there. So, kind of a random setup, and with this setup, you'll see Venus is doing a lot of the work, and you'll see what I mean now. So this AoE decreased defense is so strong in a dungeon. They're just taking a lot more damage than they would normally, and the AoE burn as well is just really strong. It's a relatively fast run. Success rate's really high. It's like 95%. I could run it a little bit slower and get 100%, but I've just been trying to increase the speed. So I've dropped in Arbiter, who I got fairly recently. I'm just trying to boost up the kind of overall speed of the dungeon. So she's probably going to be the next 6-star to just try and smooth this run over a little bit. This is where Venus really shines on the boss. You'll see her just sticking loads of poisons on, and it really just makes it so much easier. And that decreased defense and weaken is fantastic, paired with somebody like a Cold Heart or somebody that hits off max HP. And obviously at this point, the turn meter boost can be really nice too. So we just saw 657,000 damage from Cold Heart there because of that weaken and decreased defense. But I would say Dragon is one of the best dungeons that Venus really shines in. Of course, she's great in the other dungeons too. She's useful in Fire Knight and Golem, but I would say Dragon is the one where she really shines. Obviously, she's great in places like Minotaurs, Labyrinth as well, but I feel like Dragon is like one of the strongest places for her. So we see Cold Heart did a lot of damage, but also Venus coming in with lots of debuffs and stuff like that too. As well, she is very usable in Arena. Let's just give you a really quick example of farming in the Arena. I could probably run this on auto. Might need to select Ithos' ability though. Yeah, I'll do it just for the showcase. So Venus is getting the decreased defense and weaken there, and it makes such a difference in Arena. If you're speed farming, if you get Venus with really high accuracy and speed, then it just, look at this. Weaken and decrease defense on all of them. Then you want an increased attack and turn meter boost, and just bam, just a strong hitter. I'm using Ethos just because he's one of the hardest hitters, and it just makes it easy, particularly against the easier lineups. It's so easy for farming. So she obviously has her uses in Arena, and again, almost finish off that Rhyme Beast. So yeah, I don't know if that's showcasing Ithos more or Venus, but Venus is part of this composition, and she's really important. That AoE, the blind with infatuation, is just so strong, and it really just, look at that, just allows for that big hit to occur. So anyway, I want to keep this as short as possible, so showed her off in Spider, Dragon, Clan Boss, and a little bit of Arena. I won't go into Fire Knight and Ice Golem because they're probably my weakest dungeons, and the runs can be really long and I might actually fail, so I'm not going to go there. But she can be really fantastic in Ice Golem and Fire Knight teams too. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.